Okay, we are doing this again, and I don't know how long this is gonna take. Last time I did Crossroads, King Pass, and the Radiance fight. That took 2 hours. I'm hoping this one is going to be much faster because that one area had, I think, what, 200 platforms. This one, Deep Nest alone, only has 60. Huzzah! 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 But yeah, Deep Nest only has a total of 60 floating platforms that I'm basically gonna have to worry about. So, uh, let's get started. But first, we gotta get some good music because I realized Deep Nest doesn't have good music. So I'm gonna use Green Path. Oops. There we go. Turn it down just a tad. Okay, so we have Green Path music to go along with it. But for now, let's start taking a look at what Deep Nest really is. I'm gonna zoom out a lot. If you can tell, there's a little green box like right around here. That is how wide slash big Deep Nest actually is. And if I move it around, sorry, can I not move it? Sorry, there we go. And if I move it around, you'll notice that it does, span this entire distance. So there's a lot of Deep Nest to go through, but there's only a total of 60 floating platforms in this whole area. I did check the distant village. There are 0 floating platforms inside of the beast den, so everything is basically outside, very easy to see. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at, the floating platforms. We're gonna start all the way by the quote-unquote proper entrance, and that's gonna be by what where you first enter through the fungal wastes, or yeah, the fungal wastes via the Mantis Lord's entrance. That's gonna be right here. This is where you actually enter. This is one of the many entrances into Deep Nest, but this is technically like the proper, quote-unquote, proper entrance. This is where the Mantis Lords are. Oh, I'm not in the right color. Hot pink. Alright, this is the Mantis Village. This is where we came from. I also just realized I don't think I have an eraser. So I'm gonna have to undo all of that. Okay. But yeah, this is where we're gonna start. And this is where we're going to begin. Now then, this little bit right here. This is up for debate because right here, you actually enter Deep Nest through another entrance via this way. However, there are these breakable floors right here as well as right here. So I'm gonna say this is a question mark out of 10. I don't know if I should really be counting this as a floating platform, but I don't really think it is because it does start off with, connected to these two things. But we don't really encounter our first floating platform. Obviously, this is not a floating platform because it's connected to the ground. We don't actually find our first floating platform for a while. Here's Cornifer hiding around. Until here. This right here is our first floating individual platform with no other ledges attached to it. This is the first one, and it's a big chungus boy too. So, because by the time you reach here, you've probably already gone through Green Path, you've probably already gone through Fungal Wastes, I'm gonna say that this one is gonna be the first one where you really start to realize where you are in Deep Nest, and you might be thinking, oh, this place sucks. But as an introduction, I think this floating platform, we got a calm 6.5. Also, looks like my brush is too big. I'm gonna lower it some. There we go. Let's try this. 6.5. Kind of looks like G.5, but whatever. Alright. Moving on, we go upwards. It's a suspense type platform. I suppose it is, yeah. It does kind of tell you, hey, this is what you're in for. All these spikes. Have fun. Alright, our next floating platform This is not a floating platform. This is connected right here, and is connected to another ledge. Therefore, it's not independent. So we're gonna be kind of moving around a little bit. Here's our... I kind of forgot their names. I think they're called Armagomos from Legend of Zelda. What am I thinking? These guys. But you'd be surprised. There's not a whole lot of individual, independent floating platforms. Because while this place is very maze-like, and, you'd be thinking, oh, they're all floating, but they're all really connected to each other, like this one. This one is connected in a very unique way. Almost looks like a number 4. But because there are multiple ledges, like walkable surfaces, this is not its own independent platform. So unfortunately, we will not be counting that one. There is, however, one right here. And if you think about it, this is quite out of the way from where we started. You have to go up here, all the way around, and then you find this one with a Geo Rock. This little one over here, it's kind of secretive, it's a little bit difficult to get to, and because of that, I think this is worthy of a 7. 7 out of 10. Pretty good. Zooming out a little bit, we can start kind of identifying where all the floating platforms are pretty quickly. Does not look like there's any more over here. And obviously I don't have the map memorized, that would be insane. This is not an individual platform, it's connected to another one. But there is one here. And there's also another one right here. That platform is a Death Wish? Perhaps. Now then, here is the thing. Right here, I'm actually going to consider these ones very highly because of where it's located. And because of where it's located, this is actually the not Steel Soul, this is the speedrun route. You actually do fall through this way, you go here, 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 and then you just kind of ignore them completely, but this is the speedrun route that I use quite often. But because of that, I feel like these guys don't really play a role. At this point, you probably do have the Mantis Claw. I really hope so. You can probably get through this place without too much trouble. But this one, maybe not. You might have to go onto there to get up. So I think for this one, I'm going to say this is a 6. Nothing too big, nothing too special. This one, however, I'm going to give it as a 6.5. I'll write it over here. Mainly because I don't think you can really get around without it, unless you go this way. So this one gets a, half a point higher. Now then, continuing with this little thing, there are a couple of more, very long boy platforms, like this guy right here. These guys, actually, I really do appreciate. They do lay out the room in such a way that, you get used to these guys, as well as understanding, oh, this is like a maze. This is now teaching me the environment. So for these ones, I actually appreciate them. I'm going to give this one an 8, and this one also an 8. I think that's very worthy. Then we have the big Chungus boy right here, thick and long. Don't take that out of context. That being said, it's going to be taken out of context. But this is also kind of where the speedrun also starts. This one, in case you did enter from, the top platform, where, the Moss Prophet is in Green Path, this will teach you just kind of like, oh, there are things below me. This one is also pretty good, but because it's the first one, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Slightly higher, but, relatively nice. This platform right here, it's just whatever. This is your average platform. That's really it. And for the sake of our argument, this one will get a 5. A pure 5 out of 10 as a pure average. Any more floating platforms that we have missed in this area so far? Does not appear to be so. So let's go ahead and move our map some. Looks like there might be one right about here. This also big one. On the right side of Deepnest, right about here. Here, let me move it even more. On this right half of Deepnest, right, there's a small little boundary, like right about here. This is like a wall, and then you can kind of get in. This is hidden. Most people don't actually realize that this part of the map exists. What map? This is Deepnest. So we've only done, this is actually our second one. We've done King's Pass combined with Infected Crossroads combined with the Radiance fight. But so far we've only done that part that had 200. Oh, where is this found? Like the whole map thing. Ah, I see. That is actually, I found it online. I looked up online interactive map, and there's one where that's compiled of screenshots, and this is the one that I'm using. I am, listing it into the description below, as well as all the other ones that I've had so far. Well, I guess the ones that I will have in the future as well. They'll also have that, but I can always go ahead and find the link. It should be this one. It has to reload, so I'm not 100% sure yet. Yes, this one. Let me put it into chat. There we go. This is what I'm using. You can follow this link. It's very nice. Can be a little bit weird, but it's pretty good. I like it. So yeah, this little secretive area of Deepnest, it's nice, it's okay, but that's really all it is. It's okay. So for this one, I'm also giving it a 5.5. And up here, this one right here, this really doesn't play a whole big, role in this entire area. Honestly, even if you didn't have it, nothing's really going to change. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to give this one a 3. Adds to the aesthetic. It's nice to look at, but gameplay-wise, doesn't really do anything at all. So unfortunately, a 3 is what we'll have to give it. If you go to the right, you'll also find a bunch of grubs. I believe this is the only one that's real, but no floating platforms in here, so we are not interested, unfortunately. And you'll notice here we have 2 individual ledges, walkable platforms. So unfortunately, this does not count in our individual platform rankings. So this is the exit. This is usually the speedrun route that I like to use. However, there are faster ones. And as you can see, there's a breakable wall from the right. But you do have to climb up this entire thing. So it is a bit of a hassle, but there aren't many things to do. Which brings us to these ones. These 2 platforms are required to actually, get to the right hidden part of this area. And so for these ones, I think I'm going to give both of them a 5. Pretty average. Normal platforming sequence. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. But really, we've already done a lot of the platforms in Deepnest already. Right? We've done the entrance, the speedrun entrance, and now we're going to get into kind of like the actual depths of, Deepnest. So following the speedrun route, you go all through here, you drop down, and you continue to go down towards the hot springs. In this area, there does not seem to be any more floating platforms. Except for one. And it's this weird looking block. This one right here. Honestly, as a speedrunner, I don't really like this block. This block really causes a little bit of complications because, you want to go as fast as possible. And at here, well, which way do you go? Do you go this way or do you go that way? It doesn't really matter. But it's annoying because instead of going like this, because you could pogo off this, dash into the wall, you have to go one or the other way. It's kind of annoying. So, as a speedrunner, I don't like this block. As a casual player, I think this block is pretty nice. So this block, I think, is going to get a 6. For a speedrunner, not that great. Casual, pretty good. And then, of course, as you drop down here, you go all the way to the hot springs. And if I'm not mistaken... Oh no, there is stuff underneath the hot springs, I was going to say. But yeah, that's really all of that entire drop. So let's go ahead and start looking towards the bottom right portion of this. Taking this pretty calmly, one section of the area at a time. the moment you go towards the hot springs, you have two directions. One is continuing Deepnest, and the one is towards the tram. We're going to go towards the tram first because I want to clear that area first. So we're going to go ahead to the right. Here, there's going to be a little bit more, floating platforms that are independent from other ones, such as this one right here. These ones are pretty good. I actually really like these ones because they provide a fun challenge, as well as, this is the layout of Deepnest. Don't forget, things are still difficult. And because of that, I do like this type of platform. This platform, pretty nice. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give it a 7. Pretty normal, pretty neutral. But as you kind of go through it, nothing really important. A lot of these platforms, unfortunately, are dual platforms. Kind of like this one right here. There's 2 walkable surfaces at 2 different elevations. Technically 3. So unfortunately, we can't count all of them. But there are still at least 1. And obviously over here we have the tram. Nothing really important over there. As we go below, though, the entrance right here, this is where you can find the Hunter's Journal entry for this thing. I forgot what they're called, but you can find them here. And with this one, we have the Chungus platform. This is the big Chungus platform. Look how big this thing is. It's massive. And it really serves no purpose. But I think that's part of the appeal. This giant platform, floating platform that's not actually connected to anything else, I actually want to give this an 8.5. It's just big, and it's cool to look at. But it serves no real purpose. I just think it's kind of cool. And obviously over here, not a single individualized floating platform. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. Now then, moving back. Over here, this is where a little bit of debate kind of entered my mind. Because... oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I had it wrong. You cannot go through this. Therefore, it is not individualized. That was my fault. So yeah, there's nothing over here. Later on in later videos, we will get to the Crystal Peaks, where you might have something spiked platforms like this. We are going to count those ones, but we're not actually going to count those towards the, the full list, I suppose. So like, not towards the total count, but I will be ranking them in terms of, oh, these are cool platforms even if I can't stand on them. I think that's kind of cool. So that's just a sneak peek for those type of areas. But that is basically the entire area of this place. There's only 2. So back to the hot springs, we're now going to move to the left of the hot springs. So I'm going to drag my picture on over. Oof, such a giant place. Right about here. I believe there's not any floating platforms down here. Everything is connected one way or another. But let me just double check with Nosk. Okay, yeah, it does not look like it. Yep, okay, just making sure. That means Nosk's den can be out of view. Alright, so immediately upon leaving the hot springs, you'll be greeted with this little husk, boy. Adorable little husk. But once you kill him, that's when things get scary. You'll realize that he's now possessed, and he will come back to hurt you after death. Which is why this platform is really nice. If you kill him and walk past and you think, oh shoot, I don't know where to go, you'll start hearing him rattling, and then he'll start charging after you. This platform is nice because of that, because it's a very easy escape. I'm going to give this platform a 7.5. And it's also just really nice because this allows you to get up here, which allows you to continue on or head towards the Nosk. Either way. As we go along, there doesn't seem to be many floating platforms in this room alone. Until we get up here. There is a transition right here, so this is now a new room. Right here, we have our first floating platform. This weird looking chicken nugget. This platform, pretty nice. It's part of the environment, but it also provides you a little bit of platforming techniques, because now I realize there's this guy, a little annoying thing, and I have to get over here. Oh, are we good? Everything okay? Oh dear. OBS disconnected for like a quick second. I don't know why. Why have you disconnected me? But hopefully things are okay. Hopefully things are okay now. Okay. We're gonna continue where we left off. Basically, at this guy. I'm gonna give this guy a 6.5. Nothing real serious. He's nice. Same thing with this guy. He's just kind of there. 6. Stream did not crash. OBS itself crashed. I don't really know why, but we are back. That's the big point. And nothing really changed. I just gave these two floating platforms their rankings. Nothing changed. We're still in the same room, just this. Alright, moving on upwards in this room. Whew, this is where, I guess, the highest density of our floating platforms are going to be, outside of the Distant Village. Distant Village has a lot. But right here, you can notice immediately, well, there's a lot of connected ones, so those don't count. But we do have 2 in here, and 1 over there. So immediately, I'm going to do these 2. These 2 floating platforms can be annoying, but I highly appreciate them because in this little area that you go down from, this is an arena where you have to fight all the deceased husks and their alternate forms. So, because of that, they will actually, climb around, provide difficult challenges for you to, maneuver around, whatnot. I think that's really cool. As difficult as it might be, especially for someone who's unprepared, it's terrifying. My first time, I think I died here twice because I could not see very well, and it was just overall just very difficult to navigate. But in hindsight, I realize how helpful these platforms are, especially in terms of being safe as well as understanding where things are located, and also providing some good challenge. So because of that, I'm giving both of these ones a solid 8. In hindsight, they're very good, even if you don't appreciate them at first because they can be annoying. But I like these platforms. This platform over here, well, it really is just a platform. If there was no other way to get up here, this platform would be completely useless. But because this is the only way to get up there without double jump, this platform is necessary. So, congratulations, I'm going to give you a 6.5 because you are quote-unquote required. I don't like it, but yeah. The required ones will get slightly higher ratings, even if I don't really like it. But yeah, I think this is worthy of us. Actually, you know what? No. I'm giving this 5.5. If it wasn't there because you need to go up, it really is pointless. So there's really no point. I think a 5.5 is very worth it. Right? And from here, upon going up, you'll be greeted with, more Deepnest. However, in this part of Deepnest, I wish I could count this as an individual floating platform. But I can't because it's connected to the ground. And because there's a breakable wall here. Or floor. I want to count this one because, it's huge. Look at it. But it is connected to other parts of the wall and area. I can't count it as an individual, isolated floating platform. So unfortunately, can't grade that one. But as you go up, you'll be greeted with cloth, a bench, and the failed tramway. The failed tramway also has a couple of floating platforms that we're going to be taking a look at. And home to the dirt carvers. Very annoying things. But let's take a look. The failed tramway. There is one platform immediately right here. This is also kind of a necessary platform, because without it, you need double jump to get from here to here. So unless you have double jump, there is no way to go backwards. If you go this way, then you have to go leave this way. But outside of that, it's, it's whatever. Also, did I accidentally... No, I did not. Okay. I think I thought I hit undo too many times. But just like the other platform, I think this is going to get a 5.5. Without it, you can't move on. But even with it, it's just kind of there. It's whatever. I wish there was a floating platform in here, because this is honestly a cool location. This is the failed tramway. It's cool to look at, but there are no floating platforms, which means I have to move on. There is a Lifeblood cocoon up here, though. So if you're looking for Lifeblood cocoons, to get Joni's Blessing, or Lifeblood Core, I think, this is a good place to get one. Traveling to the left. Again, these are cool looking platforms. They provide an interesting amount of difficulty, especially when the carvers are trying to climb up at you. This is a safe spot. But because they are attached to the floor, cannot give it a rating. There is only one more floating platform, and it's actually this one right here, inside the failed tram itself, where you get the tram pass. This one right here, I actually really like. I don't know what it is about it, but the fact that you have to go out of your way to get here, to get the tram pass, and use this platform, I think it's pretty cool. But outside of that, like pure practicality of this platform, outside of being, necessary to get out, it's not that cool. So I want to settle for a 6.5. That's where I want to settle. I want to give it like a 7, an 8. But outside of its practicality, it's just there. So I think this is a very worthy rating of this platform. Damn, we've already done so much of Deepnest. And I say so much of Deepnest, like quote unquote, but it's because there's not a whole lot. There aren't many floating platforms in this area at all. Alright, so I know I zoomed out a lot, but really, this is, the Nosk layer. We only have this little portion over here, the portions to the left, right here, and then Distant Village, and that's really all that Deepnest has to offer. There's only 60 floating platforms. A significant decrease from the 200 plus in the first one. So this one's gonna go a little bit fast, but I'm doing this one now because I still need to count and, record all of the other platforms and all the other locations. So, yeah. Moving down from the failed tramway, we have another large chungus of a platform, right here. In some of my speedruns, you do have to do Dark Deepnest, which, sounds way harder than it actually is. Once you understand the layout, you can actually do it pretty much really quickly. And so, at first, I was going to give this platform a very low rating because it's very annoying. Upon arriving right here, you have to pogo off these guys or make a very well-timed jump up to there. But it can get very annoying. So in my speedruns, I was going to label it as like a 4 or 5. But I think because of its size and, atmosphere for the room, I think I'll just give it a 5.5. I think this is fair. Continuing down, I also wish this was, a singular platform, but it's not. There are multiple different platforms on it. Because otherwise, this would be a giant platform. Inside of Galleon's room, there are none, but there's more lifeblood up here if you need it. Especially since a lot of people don't know. Don't talk to Galleon at first. Go to the left, climb, and go get your extra masks. And then fight him. Alright, so continuing down from where we were, there's this area. There are no floating platforms in this area. We only have spike pits, really. And if we go to the right, this is where we came from to begin with. And this room right here, I have yet to do this room. Oh wait, no, I did do this room. Okay, never mind. I skipped over a platform. This guy. This platform also is one of those required ones, I think. It might not be. I think you can actually go here to there by using your Mantis Claw and dash. So I think this is completely unnecessary in of itself. So for this unnecessary platform, 2. Nothing special. I'm honestly not even sure why it's there. But I think that's fair. It's just there. That's it. Continuing along, we have very little left, actually. It's just the main area. No! OBS! The dropped frames, like, increase again. I'm putting pause. Anyways. We don't have much of Deepnest left. We only have, like, the main area. And that's the main area that a lot of people are, you know, concerned with. Upon going to the left, you know, from our usual area, we are greeted with one of the Devourer husks, I think they're called. I don't remember what they're fully called. I think they're called Devouring husks. But they deal a lot of damage. But what's cool about this one specifically is that he, or she, lives right underneath one giant floating platform. This is one walkable surface. Nothing really important about it. However, from here, you can actually just skip him. You can jump over here and continue along your way, not have to worry about this guy at all. Pretty good. Oh, no lag spike? Okay. On my end, it said that there was a lot of lag. So, I will, you know, take a quick break if I see it. But if there wasn't, good. So yeah, this is a giant platform that allows you to skip over this Devouring Husk. So I think it's pretty good. I like this one. Especially in speedruns, it's very nice because that means you don't have to go through here. Pogo, risk him moving backwards and thus blocking the exit. So this is a nice platform, especially for speedrunners. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Nice and big, good for speedrunners, and even for casuals, it's nice to look at it. Stalking Devout. That's what it's, not Devour. I had the right word image in my mind. Wrong actual word. Instead of Devout, I had Devour. That's alright, that's alright. Okay. From here, there are actually a lot of the platforms. Most of the platforms in this entire Deepnest area is concentrated in this part. Let me move everything over a little bit. Oh, too far. Is concentrated in this part over here, as well as, you know, this part right here. So most of it is going to be here. And a lot of our, you know, rankings is now going to begin fully because we have a lot more platforms to actually look at. Something that's also nice, there are 0 floating platforms in the Weaver's Den, which made it so nice because I could not find a map of the Weaver's Den online. I would have to go in-game, take screenshots, and then do it from there. Yes, the Stalking Devouts. Yeah, these guys are... they can be a big pain in the butt. Oi! Okay, so in this area we have a lot of places. This place is actually kind of difficult, whether for newbie or even speedrunners, because for speedrunners, unless you have Lumify Lantern, this is such a terrible place to be, because without Lumify Lantern, anytime you fall into spikes, whether it be here, 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 you miss a platform, you hit spikes, you go back to the start of the room, which is right here. It is annoying as heck. in my first like practice runs of, what is it, Pantheon 5 outside of God Home speedrun, I practiced this area for like 2 days just to memorize a route that was good enough. And even then, like, I was still nervous and terrified all the time. So this place, hard, but because of that, I actually really appreciate these platforms. These platforms provide a lot of difficulty. Granted, maybe not as much as I would have liked, but they do provide a good amount of difficulty, especially if you have the Lumify Lantern. You will quickly realize that there will be spiders spawning every now and then. With these spiders, you can also pogo off them, and it provides a little bit of a safe space, which makes these platforms a little bit nicer. But for the sake of their difficulty and for their importance of this room, I think each of these platforms... Actually, no. No. This platform will get a 7.5. Actually, not a 7.5, just a 7. Most of the time, most people will skip that one. I know I did. I actually kind of forgot this one existed. This one is nice. I'm going to give this one an 8. But this one, I actually really don't like this one. I'm going to give this one a 6. And the reason why is because the parts of the platform that you can, wall jump off of using the Mantis Claw only exists here. Most of the time, when you're falling, you might, realize, oh, there's a thing here. I can jump off it. But most of the time, you will realize too late, dash into the floating platform right here, miss your opportunity to wall jump, and you will fall into the spikes. So unfortunately, this platform is very, very annoying. So I'm going to give this one a 6 because of its annoyingness. Even if I appreciate where it is, from here to here, just the sheer annoyance of it, I don't like. Continuing to the left, there are really no other platforms other than right above it. This platform right here is, once again, necessary to get from here to here. Outside of that, it's kind of whatever. But it does give you access to the Weaver's Den, which is relatively pretty cool. So, I think outside of the fact that it's required, this one gets a 6. Nothing really important. Even when you go save the scrub and you fall through this platform, most people will probably opt to go here because there's more platform to stand on. So, it's okay. It's whatever. Moving to the left. This is where we're going to continue on towards not only the main part of Deepnest, the biggest area, but it also leads us to the distant village. However, we are not finished with this area yet. There is still this platform. This platform, almost a perfect square, pretty nice, is required to get from here to up there. I think this is worthy of a pure 5. It is the average platform. Nothing really bad about it. It is required to move on, so it's just your average. This big boy, on the other hand, this is a big chungus one. I tried my best. This is pretty cool. However, again, because it's just big, it doesn't really play a huge role in the area. Just for the size of it, I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's just kind of there. It's nice. It does provide a nice, open area right here, though, by taking up a lot of this space. So it's not bad, it's just lackluster, I suppose. Moving back to the right, this is kind of the area that you can go through to find the grub. And no, I wish I could also count this one as an individual floating platform, but there is a breakable floor right here, which means it is attached. So, close but no cigar. I wish I could rank this one. This one's really cool. Above us, where does this lead again? I believe this leads us to... Ah, yes. This area. Upon going upwards this way, this actually leads you to Queen's Gardens. This is also one of the speedrun routes. I'm hoping to get eventually. Although technically, instead of going up, you're going down. But this is one of the speedrun routes that is really nice because this allows you in any percent to get through Deepnest significantly faster, given that you can actually do the Queen's Gardens acid skip. I can't do it very consistently. I got extremely lucky once where I got it on the first try, and I am struggling to get it within 30. So this place is pretty nice if you're able to get here very quickly. This platform right here, again, this is an individual platform, isolated from all the other things. It does have spikes. However, I actually like this platform. You can go up here, beat up this guy, climb around, and you continue. That's how you should go about it. Us speedrunners, though, we go from here to pogo here. If you're really good, you don't need a second pogo, but sometimes we'll put second pogo here, pogo off here, go into there. Just saving time. This is a nice platform because it allows you to do so. This is a good platform. I'm going to give this an 8.5. It's big. It allows some really cool movement stuff. Just overall a nice thing. Likewise, there's one up here. However, this one is not as cool because while, yes, you can jump from here, pogo off here, and then pogo off here if you really wanted to, but why do that when you can just Mantis Claw? This one, unfortunately, not as cool. Also really annoying because there are spider enemies that will just knock you into it. Not fun. This one gets a 6.5. Very annoying, not as cool. This might be a cool platform, but this is the cooler platform. But yeah, that's just where I stand on it. Yeah. Continuing upwards, we have more platforms to stand on. And, rightfully so. And there's going to be even more up here. At this point up here, I know I skipped the rooms, but right here, this is the entrance to Queen's Gardens. This is where, speedrunners will drop through for any percent, if you're doing the Queen's Gardens route. But really, in here, some of these ones are pretty nice. Some of these ones are very annoying. So, the nice ones out of the way. This one's pretty nice. Most people will already figure out. You could probably just go up here and pogo your way up, or just Mantis Claw. It's nice, not bad. 7. Similarly, this one's also nice. Earns a 7. Nothing so important, but nothing really outstandishly either. It just provides a nice safe spot. The pogoing with the wings in the area in the Queen Gardens. Yes, the movement you can get in this area is immaculate. In this area alone, most people will probably go up, especially on the first time in Deepnest, because most people will probably not be entering Deepnest via the Queen's Gardens acid skip. But even when you're going up, the amount of movement you can do with pogos and double jump and, just Mantis Claw shenanigans as a whole, this place is pretty nice. It's like a parkour challenge. Pretty fun. This area, on the other hand, I don't like. And it's not because, it's so sporadic and open. It's because I failed here many times. In this area, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms. This does not count as a platform because it is connected to the wall here. However, in this area, these 5 platforms can be very annoying because there's a bunch of spiders coming after ya. I think there's a total of 4 of them somewhere. I think there might be another one here. But this place is very, very tedious. If you're not ready and you don't know where the spiders are, you will be getting hit a lot. So difficulty-wise, these are high-level platforms. These 2 I actually don't really like. They're just kind of there. But they are necessary to continue, so I'm gonna shove it off real quick. Both of these get a 5. They're not as cool. These wooden ones are kind of cool. That's really about it. But this one, just to get you up there, this is nice. I'm gonna give this one a 6. This one is the one that most people will probably be attracted to the most outside of this one, because this is in the middle. And as you know in Hollow Knight, the more you are towards the middle of any area, usually the safer you are. So this one, I think, will get a 6.5. And this one, because it is wider and slightly larger, which means you have more room for air to to, Mantis Claw off of. This one, I think, will get... I actually don't know. I'll give this one a 7. And also, this one, I think, is worthy of a 7 because in a different speedrun, and this is something I've done before, it's extremely hard, I've only done it once, and I would like to keep it that way. You can enter Queen's Gardens via Deepnest without double jump, without the Mantis Claw, and actually no, you do need the Mantis Claw because you need to get in here with it. So you can do this without double jump and without the lantern, because there is a skip up here, and I don't remember what they call it, but I like to call it the blind deep nest skip, or the spider pogo, because you lure a spider right around here. You have to jump pogo into here, but the thing is, in that speedrun that I did for this, where I had to do this, you don't have the Lumify lantern. It's basically blindfolded. You have to lure a spider in the right spot without knowing where it is, unless you get hit. You have the pogo up here, which I think actually is required. You need 1 or 2 pogos minimum, and that in itself is already really hard in the dark. So yeah, this is a 7 because it's rough, but it's nice. And obviously, in this area, we also have the Mask Keeper. Hello. That kind of finishes it off for this little main area. Now for the other main area, where the other majority of all the floating platforms are going to be located, and the last area of Deepnest. This part. And, in this part alone, this is the distant village. Everything else is just kind of the lead up to it, but it's not bad. I like it. Mainly because this is the easy part. Once you get here, everything is just a maze. Once you find out the maze, you're free. However, in that maze, there are no floating platforms. If you take a look, they're all connected to either another walkable surface, the floor, wall, or a ceiling. So unfortunately, there's nothing here. Even down here, towards Midwife. Hello, Midwife. You're terrifying. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing here. Even this thing, it's not a floating platform. I would like to consider it like a cool thing, because who even realized there was a soul totem in this area? I sure didn't until I saw this map and I thought, how long has that been there? And I actually went to go and check it for myself. But yes, there is a soul totem here, in case you need it. But why would you need it? The best application I can think of is Shriek Pogo? But that's already really hard. There's no point in doing it unless you're a speedrunner. Which leaves us for our final part of this entire area. There are no platforms inside the Beast Den, but in the distant village we have a lot. And I mean, all of this is like individual platforms. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's a total of 17 different platforms in this area. The highest concentration. So, let's go individually as one normally progresses in the game. Which is our first one right here. This little guy. I actually really hated him at first. Once you get used to the movement and distances, it's not terrible. But this guy, if you're not prepared, like if you panic as you jump and dash, any hesitation at all will cause you to slide off, and you are dropping all the way down to Midwife. And you have to make your embarrassing climb all the way back up. Because of that, you, my friend, get a 4. I wish you were longer. I wish you were easier to look at. But you only get a 4 because you're so annoying. Unlike your friend right here. Your friend here is much longer and much easier. I'm gonna give him a 5. A pure, normal, right down the middle 5 out of 10. Which leads us to this guy. Also, I think he deserves a 5. Because unlike this one, you have to make that kind of half leap of faith. Over here, you can just hop over. It's not that hard. This platform right here, this is cool. I like this platform. This is an area that a lot of people kind of forget, but this is where you can find Brum. Brum has one of the, lantern flames for Grim, and you can get one very, very easily from here. It's also one of the ones that we use in our speedruns. Very nice. Because that saves you the time from having to defeat a... I forgot what they're called. The Lantern... or the Nightmare Grimkins. So this is a very easy one. I think this one is worthy of... probably a 7.5. Location for Brum, a flame, and it's a very wide platform, which is very, very safe in this area. This platform, believe it or not, this is a very, very clutch platform. This is the widest platform towards the bottom, outside of this one. At any point up here, likewise for this one, any point where you fall off, you're probably going to land on one of these 3 platforms. Everything else is too thin, you're probably going to miss it. Even if you were trying to aim for it, there's a good chance you'll miss. So this platform is very good. I'm going to give it a 7.5 as well, because of how wide it is and how safe it is to land back on. This platform, however, not as safe. Unlike this one where there's nothing to save you and you fall to your doom, I think this one's going to get a 6. It's a lot safer because if you miss, you can always land here. And if you fall, well, at least you have this one to fall on, but not the best. Likewise with this platform, it's kind of okay. It's whatever. 5.5. I can't really justify giving it higher, but I also don't want to justify giving a lower rating. It is a necessary one to continue on, though, so there's that. And most people will go here. They will not go this direction, or even just speedrunners will go up here, and then immediately over there. But this platform is okay. I think it also deserves a 5.5. Nothing really special, it's just there. This platform, however, completely useless. There is no point for this platform to be there, other than aesthetic. And so because of that, I'm gonna give it a 1.5. There's no purpose of this platform to be here, but it looks cool. So, 1.5 at least. Not terrible. And then we have the big platform, the one that allows us access into the Beast's Den itself. This one, good platform. Very cool, very wide, very nice. This gets... wait, hold on. Okay, I gave that one a 7.5. I think this would be fair to say this one gets an 8.5. Very nice, very nice. 10 because it's necessary. You're right, it is necessary to get in there. I'll bump it up to a 9. I think 10 might be pushing it because... no, 9.5. 9.5. I think 10 might be pushing it just a little bit because it's not like the perfect platform. But it's a very, very good platform. It's required to progress in the game. It's a very cool looking platform. It's also very wide. A good failsafe. But I don't think I can count it as a 10. It's not the perfect platform. If it was like a golden looking platform instead of spider silk, hey, maybe I'd consider it. Close enough. Yeah, shake. These platforms up here, I kind of don't like. They're kind of annoying. This one, again, I'm going to give a 6 because it is very, very thin. But it's also required to get over here. You can't actually just jump here to there. You have to jump here to there. And even in speedrunning, it's kind of annoying. Because if you miss your jump from here to here, at any of those 2 points, you will fall down onto this platform. which this platform is very nice. I will rate this one after I rate these ones. This platform, I actually think is really nice. This platform is the only platform that's important for speedrunning outside of this part. From here, most people will try to attempt go over here, 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 and there. That's kind of like the quote-unquote natural progression. However, for speedrunners, you can actually just full jump, dash, and then jump. However, it is a little bit tricky. I was very, very scared to do this jump. In fact, I actually practiced for 10 minutes just to make sure I could do it consistently. So this platform right here, this is a nice platform for speedrunners, which is why I'm only giving it a 7. I would like to give it a 7.5, but for the average Hollow Knight player, this is only a good platform. So I'm giving it a 7. This platform, it's wide, it's nice. But again, both of these platforms right here, they don't really serve much purpose other than jump here to jump there. It's kind of whatever. So I'm going to give this platform a 5, but I'll give this platform a 4.5 because of its size. It's small. If you make a mistake and you dash over it, well, you're dropping over here. So, a little bit annoying. This platform over here, again, it's just required, especially if you're going this route from here to here. It's kind of there, but it's whatever. It's just 5. Nothing sparkling or amazing about it. It's just kind of there. Likewise for this platform, it is nice. You know, you want to jump from here to there, but again, it's not very necessary. For us speedrunners to jump from here to here, or I guess technically from here to here, it is necessary. So I'm going to take it in light of that as well, and I'm going to give it a 6.5. For the average person, you can just jump here, dash, I'm pretty sure. It just seems like a normal whatever platform, but for us speedrunners, it's pretty nice. And so I'm only going to raise it by a small amount because, again, how many people actually speedrun this game compared to everybody else? So I think this is good. Now, the last platform in this entire area is actually a really nice one. This one is a very wide platform, but it's purposely put here because if you fall from any of these ones, especially this one, your natural thought is to go left. And so if you take a look at it, you're most likely going to land on one of these two platforms. It's very, very helpful because you can just jump your way back. It's very nice. I give this platform a 9. This has saved me so many times, especially when I was first playing this game and I had no idea what the heck I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm in this area. What the heck is that giant cocoon? It's very nice. I like it. So in terms of this platform saving you, especially from dropping all the way down here, missing this one, and then dropping down here to midwife, it's a good platform. It's a good platform. 9 out of 10. Hey. And I believe, unless I missed one, that is all of the platforms in Deepnest. It's hard to see, but this is how big Deepnest really is. I'll trace it with my cursor. This is how big it is. Oh shit, I'm low-key in the way. Sorry. But yeah, it's very wide. And that is all of Deepnest. There's only 60 platforms in this entire area. Platforms that are isolated, floating, not connected to anything else, and only has one walkable surface. So I think this is good. Deepnest, as much as people hate you and as much as I despise you, you have some pretty nice platforms. But to be fair, Deepnest is now done. It only took what, like an hour, roughly? Significantly. How the heck did I manage to do 219 platforms in 2 hours? And I did this one, 60 platforms in an hour. I don't understand. I did explain a lot of them though, so because there's a lot of speedrun tactics in this area. Deepnest is done! Yippee! Alright, I think for next time, there aren't a whole lot of areas that I have counted, because it takes a freaking long time. But I think I want to do Green Path, but I might have to split Green Path into 2 separate parts, because there's a lot. And I mean a lot to Green Path. I think Green Path has like 230. So this might be split over a span of like 2 separate parts, maybe 3. But I think this was good. I think this was good. Anyways, if you have a preference as to what area you want to see next, let me know. If I missed one or if you disagree with any of my ratings, also leave a comment, let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe as well, because I am going to be, one, releasing this as a video, but I'm also going to be doing every major area, including Path of Pain. Pray for me and my sanity. But I hope you have a good rest of your day or your night, depending on your availability. I will see you in the next one. And that's where the YouTube intro and outro ends. Ugh. It is such a pain. It's such a pain. But yeah, let's see. There's not many other places left that I want to do. Green Path's not terrible. I'm still counting... Shoot, hold on. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. I made a spreadsheet for this. Let's see. Okay, the places that I have yet to count is Fog Canyon, Kingdom's Edge, the Pantheon, Junk Pit, and White Palace. I think most all the other places I have counted. And Green Path... Oh, Green Path has 193. With a technically +1. Wait, what? Why technically +1? Why did I put that? I'll figure it out when I get there. Yeah. I can guarantee you, if we were to do Green Path next, there is going to be a 10 out of 10 platform. And I can guarantee you there's a reason for that. But there is a 10 out of 10 platform in Green Path. It will be fun. Anyways, I think I will not be practicing more speedruns tonight. For some reason, the game has been telling me to stop playing via it breaking every now and then, so I will probably call it here. But anyways, yeah, this was good. We got another area out of the way, which means I can mark it off. Go ahead and rewrite this as done. Deepnest. Done. Alright. Anyways, in the meantime, I wonder if there's anyone I can raid. I know, Scurry is... They're playing whatever the heck. The Suika game. Oh, they're not playing anymore. Okay. Who else could I possibly raid around? Because I want to get into a better habit of raiding people, as well as, like, trying to get more into the community, so... Who else could I possibly raid? Who is live? What is Cody doing? Mr. Cody Schwab. Ah, that's an ad. Cody's playing Melee. Are there any small VTubers out there that I can just raid? Not really. Dang it. That's okay. I guess, Next time we'll see if we can raid anybody. But for time being, yeah, I think this is good. Okay. I'll catch you later. Have a good night. My voice is kind of low-key kind of shot. I'm gonna get some water. Alright. Good night.